From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Well, good evening, everyone. For those of you who just want to know what to expect here tonight and through the day tomorrow, let's get you through Kruger's Quickcast. In about 1 to 2 minutes, you should be good to go. Let's take a look at tonight. Temperatures dropping down. Looks like somewhere in the low to mid 60s. So it looks like a pleasant night in store for us. You can open those windows again, but you may not want to do that in the valley because we're going to talk about that smoke here in just a second. That smoke may be a bit of a concern. Let's get you out the door tomorrow morning, getting the kids off to school or yourself off to work. Looks like we're going to be looking at, of course, sunny skies, minus, of course, areas that could see some of that haze and smoke. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s, low to mid-50s here for the Trinity County, and, of course, some haze and smoke out towards Siskiyou and Modoc counties as well. By the way, I want to mention that there, of course, may be some of that smoke out towards the valley as well. A little bit on that here in just a second. There you can see as we go through the afternoon tomorrow, it looks like we are going to see a few afternoon clouds in Siskiyou County, maybe a stray shower or even a thunderstorm. That could be the case out towards Modoc County as well, but overall not nearly as active as what we saw just a couple of days ago. There you can see that smoke tomorrow morning coming in from the Boise fire. That's what I was talking about. You may wake up to that smell of smoke. So if you open the windows tonight for that cooler air, just note that eventually that smoke is going to possibly work its way in, and you don't want to let that smoke in. So you may want to make sure you just kind of close those windows after a few hours, letting some of that cooler air in. And then through the day, that haze and smoke may linger through the day on Friday before it starts to kind of dissipate here by Friday night. All right, here's what you can expect here for tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 90s in the valley. There you can see temperatures in the 80s for most of the higher elevations and temperatures in the low to mid 60s here for the coast. Looking at your 7-day outlook for the valley, we'll be looking at those temperatures cooler over the weekend. Now notice this, chance for showers Saturday for Redding, Red Bluff. You know, we got that in there. For more details on that, you're going to want to stick around after this because we're going to talk about that in more detail and the possibilities of that. There you can see, of course, for the coast, inland, and not to mention Trinity County, showers and thunderstorms possible on Saturday, but by Sunday, it should be gone. Now, that's the case for Mount Shasta. Alturas, slimmer chances. Again, you want to stick around, and I'll show you why. And then I do expect for Susanville to be dry through that Saturday and Sunday period. Okay, so let's get you to your longer, kind of more in-depth forecast, the details that you've come to know to expect from me, Mike Kruger, and of course, Weather NorCal in general, right? So we expect cooler weather to last well into next week. We've got scattered showers and thunderstorms I've been talking about in those 7-day outlooks for Saturday. Stronger winds also for Saturday as well going into the weekend. We'll talk about what that will mean and how the humidity levels may help to offset those winds a little bit here. But when we look at the long range, I am not seeing any major heat waves heading our way. We've dropped below 100 degrees. I don't see triple digits in the forecast anytime soon. All right, let's take a look at those winds. We'll start off here as we go into your Friday. Overall, the winds are actually starting to show signs of getting a little bit weaker. So looks like we'll see a little bit of a break from the winds on Friday before, well, unfortunately, on Saturday, we're going to see those winds pick back up. Look at this towards the valley. You see the reds there. That's indicating upwards of 40 miles per hour most likely. And some pretty strong winds to the north, and especially east of the valley into the south as well. Now, it doesn't look to be as bad at the Boise fire, so the winds may not be as strong for the north coast, but still a little breezy nonetheless. So we look at the humidity, and this is the key, right? Because as we go into Friday, still low, down into the low teens. But take a look at Saturday. Look at the humidity levels on Saturday, 26% for Chico, and that's pretty much around the Park Fire as well. You'll also notice, kind of as we work our way in the foothills and mountains there, you can see on the ridge, we are seeing some greens indicating more humid and higher relative humidity as a result. So yes, we are going to see strong winds on Saturday, but the higher humidity levels may help to offset that. We'll get into why the humidity will be higher here in just a second, but let's talk about that fire weather risk. not so much of an issue. It's that moderate range. Again, with the cooler temperatures, higher humidity, and not to mention weaker winds on Friday, it's not going to be the very high fire danger. It's going to be a little bit higher with those winds picking up on the north end of the valley, but again, with higher humidity, it won't be quite as high as we would typically see. So tomorrow morning, that's what I was talking about. You see how in the valley we've got some of that smoke? Looks like it's going to smell like smoke. You're going to see worse air quality because of the Boise fire bringing in some of that smoke. Now we go into tomorrow afternoon. Through the day, it's going to dissipate, but it will still be smoky, poor air quality. So just, take it easy if you have to work outside on Friday. We should start to see some of that smoke dissipate, though, by the time we go into Friday night. Take a look at this. This is Saturday. So let's start talking about our chances for showers and thunderstorms. So the Storm Prediction Center is putting the areas in green here with the best potential for thunderstorms. However, I think this is a really good representation. However, we could see some make its way into Modoc County, northeastern Shasta County, and northern Shasta County as well, and not to mention the northern portions of Trinity County. But I also expect to maybe see for Del Norte Humboldt counties, a chance for thunderstorms there as well. So let's take a look at that. We're going to take a look at Futurecast. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So Friday, yes, there are those clouds popping up. You saw that a little bit earlier in the quick cast. But we may see a pop-up shower here and there and an off chance for a thunderstorm. But overall, nothing quite as extensive and as impressive as we saw on Wednesday. Of course, more of those clouds up to the northern Lassen County into Modoc County as well, and not to mention northern Trinity County. And there's that marine layer along the coast. But watch this. This is what I've got my eyes on. This is associated with an area of low pressure spinning off the coast into the eastern Pacific on Saturday. Now, the positioning of that low pressure system is going to determine 100% where the rain will be and how much we see. So, based on the current positioning of that low, it would lead us to believe that by noon, we're beginning to see some of those showers and thunderstorms popping up. Nothing in the valley yet, and really nothing all that widespread yet. But then going through the afternoon, it begins to pick up in intensity. We've got showers and thunderstorms basically near the Redding area, northward up to Oregon, right? And then along the coast, we're seeing those showers and thunderstorms, and everywhere in between that, you've got isolated showers and possible thunderstorms as well. But notice Modoc County, Lassen County, even eastern Shasta County and east of the valley, nothing going on there. Now the flow is doing this, right? All we have to do is take the low that's up for a west, shift this more to the east, and now you've got more thunderstorms elsewhere. So again, it 100% does depend on where that low pressure ends up. So there you can see the north end of the valley. But again, you see the clouds here. We could see some development around Red Bluff, maybe even Corning, but as you start heading southward, the chances do diminish. Now again, it's mainly Siskiyou County, the mountains of Shasta County, including possibly Bernie, maybe Shingletown, but as you start heading south of that, chances diminish as well. Still on the coast at 5 o'clock on Saturday, and everywhere in between, chances for showers and thunderstorms. But again, to the east, you'll notice we're not seeing as much activity. That being said, when you look at the 7-day forecast for Alturas and Modoc County in general, I have included a chance for showers and thunderstorms there because I think it may eventually make its way there. But for Lassen, Plumas counties, still at this point, I'm keeping it out of the forecast. Now, as we go into Sunday, it's all gone. Looking at the long range, we have more areas of low pressure coming in over the eastern Pacific. Now, that's all mainly going to stay to our west. The monsoon moisture is staying to our east, so I don't anticipate any more rain after Saturday, really going through all of next week. So we look at the forecast rain totals on Saturday. This is the long range forecast. Take this with a grain of salt, but this should give you an idea of what we could possibly be looking at as we go into your Saturday into Sunday morning. You can see we could see up to maybe 0.3 of an inch of rainfall. That might be overdoing it, but you get the idea. The forecast models are picking up on measurable rainfall, but you'll notice nothing measurable for the valley or east of that as well. Again, that's because right now that's the positioning of the area of low pressure. So let's talk about that area of low pressure, its positioning, and what it's going to do for our temperatures. And not to mention winds. Yeah, there's a lot of elements to taking a look into with the storm system. All right, so let's take you into the end of the week and into Saturday. That area of low pressure will dive down to the south and get stronger as it does so. So we've got a closed area of low pressure, big broad trough of low pressure here. That's what's going to help to give us the winds coming in from the south and west. Now, one of the things to keep in mind is with this, is going to be higher humidity levels. We saw that in the humidity forecast, right? That's because this is a wind that's coming from the ocean. Now, it's a cold ocean, right? 50, 60 degrees. This is not the Gulf of Alaska, where when you get the winds coming from the Gulf of Alaska over Texas or Louisiana, you get very high relative humidity. That's because the warmer ocean allows for more evaporation. That means more water vapor, more moisture in the atmosphere above that ocean, and above that Gulf of Mexico. And once that pushes over the land, over Texas, Louisiana, all of that, right? You see higher humidity. For us, this is colder air. There is a little bit of evaporation, yes, but not to the extent that they see in the Gulf of Alaska. So when we see those winds come on shore, yes, the humidity levels go up, but not to the extent that they see in the deep south. But it is going to help to offset the higher humidity. It will help to offset those winds we will see on Saturday. You see, if we saw winds coming in from the north, a couple of things. It's a dry air mass that is coming from. And number two, it goes down the mountains, especially this time of the year. It compresses, it heats up, and also dries out. That is a nightmare for us. We don't want to see those strong north winds. And that's not going to be the case. Again, it's coming in from the south and west. That's Saturday. I think that's the bulk of the strongest winds. Now, this will kind of push up to the north. The winds are still going to be a little breezy, borderline windy for the rest of the weekend, even early next week. But this low pressure system is going to develop behind this one. This one's not as strong. It's not as cool, so temperature is going to moderate a little bit and probably increase a little bit. However, it's going to prevent the main heat over here from moving in. And again, maybe still a little breezy around the flow of that low pressure system. And, we go to the end of next week, that low pressure system, it stays off to our west. What does that do? Yes, it keeps that heat from moving on in. All right, here's your 10-day trend. See how the nice drop in the temperatures over the weekend? They go up. Again, that more mild air, it's not as strong as an area of low pressure, but it's keeping it below normal through all of next week, even into that next weekend. Now, the wave heights, we haven't really seen much change. Let's take you into your Friday. Not much change there either. Now, as we take you into Saturday, yes, we're starting to see them increase a little bit with that area of low pressure that will be approaching. But again, nothing too terrible. Here's what we expect here for tonight. You saw that earlier in the quick cast, but we're expecting low to mid 60s for the valley, 40s for most of the higher elevations, even some low 50s in there, low to mid 50s along the coast. Let's take a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. 89 for Trinity Center as well as Lewiston, 89 for Hayfork, 83 for Ruth. Dry on Friday, chance for thunderstorms on Saturday. For the North Coast, dry tomorrow, but a chance for showers and thunderstorms on the coast. Temperatures in the mid-60s for the next 7 days. We take you up north, dry on Friday, chance for showers, thunderstorms inland as well, and all of the coast on Saturday. Then it dries out on Sunday. Let's take it to Siskiyou County. Same situation. Chances for showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, and maybe a stray shower here and there for your Friday afternoon. But for the most part, not as active as what we saw on Wednesday. Now, Modoc County again, I just want to point out, I have included a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. But keep in mind, when we saw Futurecast, it wasn't showing anything for Modoc County. So this is something that I'm putting in there just as a heads up. Be prepared for the fact that you may see some activity if you live in Modoc County. But at this point, I wouldn't count on it. Now, for especially central, southern Lassen County, Plumas County, yes, I think mostly dry for Saturday. But places like Bernie, Fall River Mills, Viola, maybe Shingletown, all of these areas, yeah, you might see a stray shower or thunderstorm on Saturday, not tomorrow, but Saturday. We'll see, but everywhere else to the south and east of that will most likely be dry. Here's your valley neighborhood forecast to the south. I've got you dry in Chico for your Saturday, but say Corning northward, yeah, maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm. But as you head south of Redding, the chances for showers and thunderstorms will diminish. So I've got that chance in there for you on Saturday, that is for Red Bluff, but not for your Friday, but hazy and smoky, right? And of course on Sunday, still in the upper 80s, back to the 90s by Monday of next week. All right, so here's your 7-day outlook for Redding. There's that chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms on Saturday. But by Sunday, it's gone. Upper 80s throughout the weekend. Dry and warmer, but still below normal through most, if not all, of next week.
We're the locals down the street. The neighbor you come to for advice. A nest egg for the golden years. A loan or a new account for that growing business. What started in Chico 50 years ago has taken us all around California, providing big bank lending power and high-tech service while keeping our relationships personal. We're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street might be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.